Yes, people. How are we all doing? Welcome one, welcome all to the Liverpool versus Bournemouth preview. That's what we're doing. Game kicks off in an hour and a half. We're going to spend about an hour chatting. We'll get the teams halfway through. We'll discuss. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of talking points in this game. Are we going to see a debut for Endo? Who's going to start in the midfield now that Curtis Jones is ruled out? Who's going to start in the front line? Because I reckon there'll be changes after Chelsea. There's a lot to talk about this game. The first game at Anfield this season. The first game at Anfield with Virgil van Dijk as the captain. Big up yourself, Anfield Lad 10. Big up yourself, Mike Dash. We're going to turn a 3-0 game into a hard-fought 2-1. I hope not. Big ups, Victor. Big ups, Revenite. Big ups, Tucker. Hopefully, Endo gets a surprise start. Doubting we got him in time, though. Well, he was on the pre-match walk. If you didn't see, he was on the pre-match walk today, which is normally only for the squad. So I'd like to think he's involved today, but he probably won't be starting. Big up yourself, Chris. Could Elliott start in midfield? I think something has to be discussed, yeah. Big up yourself, Captain Sal. Have I ever gone to Anfield? Have I ever got... How many times have I gone? Got to be over 80 times now. Got to be over 80 times. I've been to Anfield plenty of times. I only went the once last year. I went less with the new ticketing system because it's just a pain in the arse. But I've been a lot. I went to 3 in the quad season. I went to 1 last season, or was it 2 last season? And I'm planning to go to a couple this season. Maybe even do some content in and around the games. Big up yourself, Ryan. Didn't see that. No, it was on Twitter like an hour ago. So I can't remember who it was. I think it was Grizz or something. Put it up there. But yeah, I've seen photos of him on the pre-match walk. I better not see Gakpo in midfield again. I think it could work a little bit better against Bournemouth because the midfield isn't as good, but it certainly shouldn't be the long-term solution for it. Certainly shouldn't be. I'm a fake fan apparently for letting Klopp out if he doesn't progress. Stuff like that has to be discussed, and people can't accept that. Ultimately, if Jurgen Klopp is not the correct man to take us forward, you've got to discuss it. You've got to discuss it. Big ups to Fabinho. I hope you're enjoying Sardi, mate. Big ups Gary Richards. Big ups Panos Scouse. Good to see you, my friend. And it's either him or Elliott because Jones is injured. So let's start off with the midfield then, because that seems to be the big talking point so far. The midfield. How are we going to set up the midfield today? Now, obviously, Curtis Jones is out injured. He's a twisted ankle, I think. So he's ruled out today. Should be available for Newcastle. But that does limit our midfield options. You've really got 3 options. You've got Endo, you've got Elliott, and you've got Gakpo. Now, is he going to start Endo straight away? Is he going to start Endo straight away? Is he going to throw him in the deep end? I don't think he is. As much as I think Endo could survive it, as much as I think this is probably the best chance you're going to get to throw him in the deep end, I think Jurgen Klopp is going to want to ease him in gently, like he has done with a lot of signings in the past. So I don't expect to see Wataru Endo starting today. As much as if I was to do my predicted 11, I would have him in there. I personally think this is the game to go for with Endo. So you're then left with 2 options. You're left with Cody Gakpo and you're left with Harvey Elliott. Now, Cody Gakpo really struggled against Chelsea. I don't think that's a shock. Cody Gakpo really sort of struggled against the Blues on last Sunday. The game passed him by. He exposed Robertson too much because he was just getting caught out a lot. It's not a knock against Gakpo because he's not a centre mid, but this experiment of playing him at centre mid needs to be nipped in the bud as soon as possible. At best, he's an attacking midfielder. At best. That's like as deep as you can play him, but he's a false 9. He's so much better as a false 9. Rather than starting deep and driving forwards, he's better when he starts up top, drops in deep, drags players out, creates a space, and then drives, then gets that head of steam. That's really the best way, I believe, that you can use Cody Gakpo, and I don't believe that putting him in the midfield is the correct way forward for him. So today, I wouldn't be going for him. Today, I'd be going with Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott was very impressive in that 15-minute cameo against Chelsea. I thought he gives a lot of control. I thought he was very calm on the ball. I thought he actually had a lot of defensive work to do as well and done it very, very well. And I think that warrants another start based on the limited options that we've got. Obviously, if he was fit, I would have played Curtis Jones. But with the limited options that we've got, I think Harvey Elliott is the way forwards in this game. Obviously, had a really good game last time out against Bournemouth at home. Scored his first ever Premier League goal in that memorable 9-0. There are concerns. There are 100% concerns about having Harvey Elliott in there because he's not made at this point in terms of his age and development to be a midfielder. But it's needs must situation, and I believe the game against Chelsea gave me a lot of positives because that Chelsea midfield was getting a lot of joy against certain players that we had in there, and Harvey Elliott stood up on his own, and Harvey Elliott made himself counted in that last 15 minutes and was able to quell the tide that Chelsea were really pushing forwards with. So I think Harvey Elliott is my go-to today. But what are you lot saying? What are you lot saying? Obviously, I'd love it to be Stefan or Thiago, but they're both injured. So it's really between Gakpo, Elliott, and maybe Endo if Jurgen's going to throw him in at the start, which is what I would do, but I don't think Jurgen is going to do. Nunes must start from now on. I think this is something we're going to discuss in a minute as well. Just before I do my predicted lineup, we're going to discuss what the front three should be. I want the front three to be Diaz, Nunes, and Salah. We need a 9-0 repeat scoreline. That'd be lovely for Bina. That'd be absolutely beautiful, wouldn't it? Another 9-0. Just throw in Endo. Big ups Lewis Jacob. And would you throw him in? No, Endo won't start. He could come off the bench though, which would be good. Put Mac in the 6 with Sabo and Elliott. I think that's what we're going to end up going with, Panascosa. Big ups John Conway. I apologise. Big ups John Conway, mate. How do you think our business ends this window? Check the Corey, and I want to say Simicast goes and the centre back comes in, but I don't see it happen. But 100% check the Corey. And they're going to start with me because the other options are poor. I think it'll be Steph, Mac, and Dom. I'd love it to be Steph, but I think Steph is just too expensive. Not too expensive. I'm reading about the Corey later on. What am I doing? Oh, I'll have to stink it. Steph is still injured. That's what I mean. Steph is still injured. I think it could be Decore, Gravenberch, and a centre back, maybe Andre for January as well. I hope we don't get Gravenberch, to be honest. I don't think Ryan Gravenberch fits what we're trying to do. I think you're running a thing of where you're just going to end up having too many midfielders, and we had too many midfielders before, but we were able to make it work because half of the midfielders that were too many were injured all of the time. So now that we're buying midfielders who aren't injury prone all the time, there's less game time to be handed out. So again, all this stuff has got to happen. Why would we first things first, listen to Bailey, smash the like button. If you're new, you're not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mental. Absolutely mental, people. We're closing on 1K subs. So if you're new, you're not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Get us close to that mark. Hit the like button. Hit that notification button so you don't miss any more content. There will be a match reaction to this. There will be a match reaction stream tomorrow, I think. So it's not going to be like last year where I just do previews. There will be match reactions as well. Why are we being so difficult and just not paying the money for Decore? It's getting annoying, pay the 70 millions. I think we're just doing what every club does in negotiating. If you can get him for 65, you get him for 65. Ultimately, I believe there's a lot less negotiation room this time. There's 100% a lot less negotiation room. But we don't know if the clubs are talking or not. We really don't. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So Josh LFC tweeted rumblings. I assume that'll be about Endo starting. I think he'll be on the bench, but I hope he's part of the squad. My team would be Allison, Trent, Canate, VVD, Robbo, Endo, Sabo, Marquez, Salah, Nunes, Diaz. It's a very, very good team. Big ups, honesty. Endo is a Klopp signing on this panic. Front three of Diaz, Nunes, and Salah. For me, Decore and Gravenberch. I just don't see it in Gravenberch, personally. I really just don't see it. It will end with Decore and Gravenberch. Nunes has to start. I've had enough. Florentino Luis. I know that he had a bid put in for him by an unnamed English club, 40 million. Hopefully that's not us. Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 0. That'll be a lovely day out, John. That'll be a lovely job done sort of thing. They need to buy Hinge Cafe. This is the thing with Hinge Cafe that I don't think many people know. Hinge Cafe is fantastic and he wouldn't need to be registered for this season. But Hinge Cafe has the same agents as Moises Caicedo, who basically just used us as a chip and led us on. So I don't see the club wanting to do business with them anytime soon. I think Gravenberch is the top young mid, not to pass by. I don't know. I really don't know if it's the right move. I really don't. I don't think Endo was able to play. He was not registered in time. His work permit is not done, so he will play against Newcastle. Endo was registered in time. It's the work permit that we don't know about. We don't know if he's not got a work permit. he can't play, but he was registered in time. If we weren't run by FSG, it'd be Tia, Kyle Walker-Peters, Kefren Turan, and Cheick Doucouré. I think, yeah, maybe. I think it would have been done a lot earlier. Who knows? Ultimately, we can't be worrying now about what could have happened and what should have happened and this, that, and the other. We can do that at the end of the window. Right now, we just need to focus on right here today, getting the job done, and hopefully getting Doucouré in by Newcastle. That's who we got next. Bring Doucouré in and an Asio Horton Cafe, then get Andre and Jan to replace Thiago, and I'll be happy about that. I'd love a centre back to come in, but to get a centre back in, you're going to need to sell someone or unregister Adrian. And I don't see the club unregistering Adrian, so you're going to have to sell someone. And I don't know who they'd sell. I think it should be Simicast, but hey hum. Big ups, Adin. Do you think Gakpo will start? I'll talk about that in a second. Do you think if we get Doucouré and Endo, they both will be missing on January 13th to February 24th? No DM for January, February. Do you think that's smart? We don't know if Endo's going to be missing because the Asian games in Japan don't normally send a fully strong 11. They probably will send no because he's the captain. But we've got Stefan to step in for a month. We've got McAllister who can step in for a month. We've got who else we got who can do it? Thiago can do it if needs must. And ultimately, Dexter, Doucouré plays for Mali. Mali are not getting far in AFCON. They're not. They'll get to the groups. They maybe hit around the 16 and they'll go out. So you'll get Doucouré back by February. So you're missing Doucouré for 2 weeks if he comes in. We can deal with that for 2 weeks. 100% Stefan Bajcetic can do a job for 2 weeks. Thiago can do a job for 2 weeks. This is what happens, though. It's what you got to deal with. Doucouré, that's it, but hopefully a left centre-back. Endo is in the squad. Good news. Still need another midfielder and another defender. I agree. When is Anfield expected to be done? Mid-October, I think it said. Mid-October. Got a bad feeling Endo will be the only DM signing. Would you be happy with this? Nope. We've got Steph to fill in then. Exactly. LSC admin just said Endo has been given international clearance and will be in the squad. Great news. Maybe that is why we'll get Andre and Jan. I think Andre's been earmarked as a Thiago replacement because I don't think he's going to sign a new deal. But he can come in and do a job, which would be a real good thing. Gakpo is playing in the mid. Hopefully he's not. 21-year-old left centre-back, no problem. Ideally, yeah, Tony, but ultimately, who's on the market who fits that mould, who we can buy right now? That's the issue, because I'm willing to bet a lot of money that Hinch Cafe won't be joining Liverpool. He's injured, and his agents are the same ones that are Caicedo's. But the attack. Let's discuss the attack real quick. So, last time out, we drew 1-1 with Chelsea. Salah assist, Diaz goal, a lot of, but the attack didn't really click. The attack didn't really click like it done in pre-season. I thought in pre-season our attack was looking really good. Why is that? I couldn't tell you. And I think when Nunes came on, I thought Darwin Nunes brought a different element to the game. I think he's always going to bring that different element to a game. And there'll be certain opposition where you need that element to start the game. But for me personally, this is a game where I'll be starting Diogo Jota. I still think Jota is the best finisher at the football club. And in pre-season, he showed me a lot on the left-hand side. The issue is he's not playing on the left-hand side. He didn't play on the left-hand side against Chelsea. He played in the middle. And I think Jota and Gakpo works ridiculously well together. But you can't drop Luis Diaz at the minute. Because I think he's our attacker in arguably the best form. So what are we going to do then? These are the lovely little problems to have. I know that Jota can still perform up front. This is the thing. I know Jota can still perform up front. So the way I'm up in my head is I'd give Jota the start today, but I'd be bringing Nunes on a lot earlier if Jota's not clicking into gear. Yeah, I'd start Jota. I'd start Diaz. I'd start Salah. I'd start them. I'd go for that from 3. Diaz, Jota, Salah. And then if by the 55th minute they're not clicking, which is a very real possibility, you hook Diaz, you hook Jota, you get Nunes on the left, you get Gakpo in the middle, and you let them cook. You let them do what they need to do. I have a weird feeling though that he's going to start Gakpo in centre mid. If he starts Gakpo in centre mid, then it becomes a bit of a different kettle of fish. Then you got to discuss who is Nunes going to come on for, because if he's then you're gonna have Harvey Elliott coming off the bench. It's going to be a weird thing. What's this, Ali? It's the same team like Chelsea. Ah, yippee. Okay. You can work with that. Look, it's a very attacking lineup. No Endo is a bit annoying. No Endo is a bit annoying, but he's on the bench. It's annoying though. It's really annoying that though, because you could see that side had issues. That left-hand side, it exposes Robertson so much. Andy Robertson needs the most cover because he's the most unnatural in his position. He needs the most cover. He needs a centre mid who's going to be willing to get back into his defending. He needs a winger who's going to get back and defend. If it were me, I'd actually play Jota on the left. Now that I think about it, I'd be playing Jota on the left. In my ideal lineup, I'd be having Gakpo, Jota, Salah front three. I'd have Sabo on the left, Maka on the right, Endo in the middle, and then you've got Sabo and you've got Jota to get back and help out with a bit of defensive support for Robertson. Because the issue against Chelsea was that Reece James and Raheem Sterling kept getting 2-on-1s against Robertson because Gakpo couldn't get back and defend, and Diaz wasn't getting back and defending. That was the issue that we kept running into. If he's going for the same 11, I don't get why you're not starting Nunes then, because ultimately, if you're going to have attacking midfielders in behind, you don't need Nunes to drop deep, so you can allow Nunes to do what he does up front. Now that I think about it more and more, I think that lineup, I think there should have been some changes to that lineup. I really do. I really do. The fact that Nunes hasn't got the start is a little bit disappointing, because this is the ideal opposition. A team that is going to press us high up the pitch, so there's going to be space in behind so we can use his pace. Very weird thing. I don't think this is Jurgen Klopp writing him off. I don't think this is him not giving a chance. But I believe this is just... This is Jurgen going to what he thinks is safe. This is Jurgen going to what he thinks he knows. This is Jurgen going to what he perceives his best 11 being at the minute, and I don't believe it is. And I don't believe that the second game of the season is where you need to be falling back on your best 11. You've still got time to work around it and figure it out. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I think if Nunes doesn't start today, he's definitely got to start Newcastle, because I think Newcastle will present the same opportunities to him. But this would have been the easier game for him at home against Bournemouth. I'm a little bit disappointed now that I think about it. I think Nunes probably should have got the start. Where were we up to in the comments, though? We were up to here. Joshua starting again. Bella Kotchap. I think he's going Dortmund, 2-0 today, Salah and Nunes. I don't want Gakpo in midfield. Needs must, unfortunately, mate. Needs must. Why is Jota starting again? Look, I'm not going to write off Jota. Jota is one of my favourite Liverpool attackers. He's probably second, I think Gakpo is my favourite, and then Jota sits in second. Doesn't mean they're the best, but it's just who I prefer watching most. Diogo Jota's a fantastic player. I just don't think that he works necessarily as well alongside Luis Diaz. I think he's better at the minute on the left with Gakpo dropping in, because he's able to use that left half space between the fullback and centre back better. Breaking news: unchanged team, and Endo's in the squad and will be on the bench. Needs a free Walker Pieces. Maybe. I don't know. I think in Jan we'll buy Andre, and that's it for Jan. I think next season we will buy defenders. Ideally, but also next season. What? No, next season you're also going to replace Salah, I think. So that's got to be a big thing. Nunes needs to be starting. Nunes deserves a start. Let's just not ever give our sub and keep playing favourites again and again. Klopp, well done. Rice, Basuma, Rodri, Casemiro, Caicedo are rivals, DMs, and we are really happy with Endo. I don't think anyone's happy. We're happy with him for the role that he's supposed to play. If he's coming into the James Milner role, I'm happy with that. It seems like the perfect piece to do that James Milner role. But if you were to ask any Liverpool fan, are you happy with Endo being your main starting DM week in, week out? The answer would be no, because we're not. But it's not. I don't think we're happy in that sense. Diaz and Jota doesn't work. It's the same team like Chelsea. Drop Jota and Gakpo. They both stank last game. They did, but I also don't believe that one game is the best basis to just drop players off of. I really don't. Especially away at Stamford Bridge. It's a tough place to go. All these sort of things. Gakpo midfield again. Yes, it's not great. It's not great, is it? It's really not great. Let me just get up Twitter here so I can see the news. Nunes for his career should leave him. Sorry, Klopp has him as second choice and will give him no minutes. Again, disagree. He's just not started the first 2 games. That's nothing. I don't need Nunes to come on. I need him to start. That's what I wanted, but yeah, and look, I've seen it doesn't work. Just play Gakpo up front. I don't want to see people get on his back again. I think Gakpo should be up front. This is the thing with you from people are moaning about the depth. I'm happy with this problem. This is why we pay Jurgen Klopp the money. He's on 200 grand a week to actually sort of make these tough decisions. This is the manager that people back. He's got to make these decisions. That's what he gets paid for. If he doesn't think Nunes is the right player, he doesn't think Nunes is the right player, he's got to live and die on that sword. Should be winning anyway. I agree. Is Gakpo mid play a proper midfielder? We don't actually have one. I don't think Harvey is a proper midfielder. The only proper midfielder is Endo, but he was never going to start him still, unfortunately. Now, Nunes is starting the 9. He needs to start banging them in. Otherwise, why did we get him? He needs a chance to prove himself, and this is a good team to do it against. I think Jurgen might be waiting for a better run of fixtures rather than just Bournemouth. Because after Bournemouth, you've got Newcastle away. I think Newcastle away is a game for Gakpo. I think it's a game for Nunes, but I think Jurgen Klopp believes it's a game for Gakpo. So I think Jurgen will be looking for the likes of the Europa League and that before he gives Nunes a proper real run, unfortunately. Nunes doesn't even get a chance when he had the best of pre-season. It happens. Why do we buy Nunes? What was the point in that signing? Because we needed the forward. Why are we overreacting, people? Why are we overreacting, acting like Klopp has just written off Nunes? He's not. He's just not started. That's fine. It happens. Let's not act like Jurgen Klopp now said Nunes is never going to play again, and Nunes isn't going to start ever again for me. Chill, relax, people. Relax. Nunes will get his chance, and he hopefully will take it. I look forward to another game of 2-3-4-1 where Robertson is the one. Robertson weren't even getting that far forward against Chelsea. Nunes is in place of Jota if it's Matt Gakpo Dom in the midfield. If Nunes doesn't start today, I don't know when he will start. He'll get his chance. Endo will start. Jota Gakpo Sal up front. Unfortunately, it's not. Midfield, Trent, Maka, Sob, forward, Salah, Gakpo, Diaz. Then who's up right back? Because I'm not playing Joe Gomez there. I'm not. Same teams against Chelsea. I'm telling you, Klopp will put his trust in Quansah to be the future of the defence with Kanate. I like Quansah, but he needs opportunities. He's not going to be able to realise that potential if he doesn't play. Diogo is good, but he's more impactful coming off as a sub. I disagree, I think Joss is more impactful against low blocks more than anything because of his poaching nature. And against the traditional Bournemouth side, Joss is the go-to. But this Androni, I can't say his name, Iraola or something. The new Bournemouth manager, he presses high up. He's a very aggressive sort of manager. So this did seem to be more of a game for Nunes because of the high line. Tom, you better not come on today only if we 3-0 up. Fuck's sake, Phil. Klopp was defending Endo a lot on the side with you. Trust him a lot. Don't blame him for it because a lot of people have been getting on Endo's back without seeing him. I was a bit disappointed when I first saw it, but I have more to think about it. Deleted the moaning tweets because I at least want to see the lad have a go first because he seems to fit a role. My anger was directed at the fact that he could be the new DM, and it was made very clear very quickly that is not the case, so I had no reason to be angry. The anger will resurface if that does become the case. Doug will replace Salah and Quansah will replace VVD, but that doesn't mean we don't need signings. I'd be looking at Johan Bakayoko from PSV as a potential Salah replacement. I think he's 21. He's got a lot of the key attributes. He's still got a lot of development to do. but you're going to want to play who isn't going to necessarily stagnate Ben Doak's developments at the same time. There are a lot of things to consider. Let's hope the home crowd helps Gakpo and Jota. They will do. It's first game of the season at Anfield. It's boss. People blame Robertson if he goes forward. He gets blamed. If he stays back, he gets blamed. Andy Robertson going forward is a tactical instruction. Whether people agree with it or not, it is. It is clear to see that it is a tactical instruction. Otherwise, Jurgen Klopp wouldn't be playing Andy Robertson. Tom, this is a 4-3-3. Trent can't invert with Mac in the 6. Trent inverted against Chelsea. Why are we acting like he didn't? Just because when he got forwards at points, he was at right back, doesn't mean he didn't invert against Chelsea. He was still inverted a lot against Chelsea. He still was. Let's not act like he wasn't. Why give him the number 9 at starting? You're giving the kid mixed messages, walking contradiction. A kid number doesn't. Bobby Firmino had the number 9 last season, didn't start. Bobby Firmino had the number 9 the year before that and didn't start. Kit numbers mean nothing. They mean nothing. Joe Gomez has the number 2 and doesn't start. Like what? Alisson Becker, when he joined, had the number 13. Even though he was on number 1. Like what? Kit numbers aren't the be-all, end-all, man. Come on. Endo by Chelsea will play the Europa and Cups. The Coys play the Premier Switch when necessary. That's the ideal. I wouldn't be shocked to see Endo filling in like centre back as well, in at full back as well. He's a very versatile player for that reason. Did you have a late night meet? Yes. Signal Liverpool, Tom. Would love that. We need depth and rotation and attack news. Will feature a lot. This is why City win the league. Look at how much they rotate. This is the issue that I feel we as a fan base sometimes have. Ultimately, we're never satisfied. When we had Salah, Mane, Firmino, it was, we need more depth. Origi isn't good enough. Minamino isn't good enough. You need better depth. Now, our attacking depth is the best in the league. You've got Gakpo, you've got Jota, you've got Diaz, you've got Nunes, you've got Salah. And you could add Ben Doak in there as the young piece of that. And now we're saying, it's not right. It's too much. He needs to play. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. Let the manager just work it out. Let him work it out. Let him live and die on his sword of picking players. He will figure it out soon enough if Nunes needs to play. He will do. Gakpo in midfield is one of the shittiest tactical experiments in the Klopp era. I agree, but ultimately we've got nothing else at the minute. I would have went Harvey, but Klopp clearly believes that he needs the physicality of Gakpo in the midfield. I'm sick of players playing bad under Klopp and no consequences, Tom. It's not about Nunes. I mean, no, it was one bad game. Jota was very impressive in pre-season. Gakpo was very impressive in pre-season. One bad game shouldn't mean the shun to the side. If Klopp believes this is his best 11, he needs to also let the best 11 play together. As much as we'll disagree with it, whether it's the best 11 or not, he needs to let the best 11 play together so they get more used to it. Why are we playing our most creative player? Right back, Trent put Sarr in goal scoring position with passes twice last week. He should be in midfield. He is in midfield when he inverts. He's better off inverting because you get better mismatches. People can't pick him up naturally if he's inverting. If he starts in midfield, it's just a natural matchup. If he inverts, the winger has to pick him up or the midfielder has to pick him up and then leave someone else free. Inverting is the way forward. We're just not nailing it at the minute because we lack a DM. A lot of the worries and concerns about what we are doing at the minute on the gate at the moment we bring in a proper DM. You know, the moment Check the Corey walks through this door and starts at DM, you'll see a much more fluid Liverpool team because it's just missing the glue that holds it together in DM. The false 9 doesn't work anymore, Tom. I disagree, Gary, mate. I thought it worked brilliantly at the back end of last season with Cody. I thought Cody ran the show at the back end of last season in that false 9 position. It doesn't work with Jota there because Jota's not a false 9. He's got too much of a natural instinct to get forwards. Gomez at right back is way better. At centre back is how good he is on the ball. He's more active at right back, which means he's more focused. Yeah, but he's not as... He's good on the ball, but he's not good at right back on the ball. The way Klopp was reacting to meeting Endo was concerning. I think he's the only DM we get this window. I disagree, mate. Everything seems to point to us working on another one. Diogo is great, but when he's not on, it's like we're playing with 9 men. Diogo just needs moments, though. Diogo doesn't need to be involved in the whole game. This is the thing I love about him. He can be crap for 90 minutes, then pop up with a goal, and that's a very good thing to have in a footballer. Are you going on the football terrace today? I think so. I don't know. Che Adams just celebrates the goal by pushing the Plymouth goalkeeper into the net. He's a mad bastard. He's gone on Everton as well, apparently. Left footed as well. Bakayoko was left footed. Really wanted Nunes to start. He had a great pre-season. Has been given a good run of games. I agree. I think that run of games is going to come for him, though. I really, really do. Jan Bakayoko was left. Right, we're back. Wi-Fi went down. We're back up now. Honest to God, mate. Honest to God, this is stupid. This is stupid. We're back though. We're back. The lineup's out. The lineup's out. Let's get the lineup up here. The Bournemouth one as well. Let's get both of them up. There is a little bit of surprising team news. There's a little bit of surprising team news, which I'm very, 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 very happy to see. We just pull this one up here. As you can see, my lovely people, Alisson, Trent, Canati, Van Dijk, Robertson, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Diaz, Salah, Jota. But on the bench, Kelleher, Gomez, Endo, Nunes, Elliott, Simicas, Matip, Doak, and Stefan Bajcetic. Lovely to see Stefan back. I think Stefan was brilliant. I think people have forgotten how good Stefan was at the back end of last season. Stefan was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I hope he gets 5 to 10 minutes a day, run out, get some minutes back in the legs, get himself a little bit closer to being fully ready again before the Europa League kicks into gear. But that is some lovely, lovely stuff. How do I make this bigger? Is this how I make it bigger? There you go. This is how I make it bigger. But the Bournemouth lineup. Let's have a little look at the AFC Bournemouth one. As you can see, Neto, Aarons, Zabani, Senesi, Kerkez, Rothwell, Philip, Christie, Semenyo, Solanke, and Anthony. The big news for me there is there's is Billing playing? Is Billing number 29? Oh, I thought Billing weren't playing. Why they going by his first name? Why they going by his first name basis? They're not on first name terms with him. You can't call him Phil. It's Billing. Oh, no. Right, okay. Well, the happiness I felt has now been diminished a little bit. It's been diminished a little bit. But look, am I happy with the team? Not fully. I believe that there should have been some different players in, but I'm happy to see Endo playing. I'm happy in the squad. I'm really happy to see Bajcetic in the squad, and I think there's a big opportunity for Jota and Gakpo to show that they are, to quell these rumors of the crap, sort of thing. Oh, is this the same person who's done? Is this the same person who's done the Tom Little's girlfriend account who's now done a herself? Like, what is going on here? What is going on here? Oh, oh no, it sounds good. I'm gonna have to send a photo of this time. Let's get a photo of this. Because he sent me the last one. There you go. Right, anyway, back to the footy. Back to the footy. There's two of them. There's two of them. Anyway. Back to the footy. Back to the... Jeez. No, he's got the fucking two of them. Hold on a minute. You lot crack me up, Yous are brilliant. Yous are absolutely brilliant. Let's see if it's not going to get a voice note response for us. Anyway, back to the footy. Score predictions. Let's go for a score prediction real quick. I'm gonna go 3-0. 3-0. That's the one that's really been sticking around me head recently. 3-0. I think Bournemouth are going to surprise a lot of Liverpool fans today. I think they're a really, really good side. I think we're going to have Alisson Bales out in a couple of moments. But I think we're going to get to see a Jota goal. I think we're going to see a Salah goal. And I think we are going to see a Dominic Szoboszlai goal. And a clean sheet. And a good day out at Anfield. And job's done for the weekend. I'm happy if we get a 3-0. What are you lot saying now? 1-1, 4-1, 5-1, 4-1, 2-1 Bournemouth, 2-1 Liverpool, 2-1 us. I hope it's not 2-1. I think we're good enough for it to be a more comfortable than a 2-1 game. 100%. But Bournemouth are a good side. I don't know how many years have watched Bournemouth, but they're a really good side at the minute. They are a really, really good side at the minute. What's this one? Sell, bench, Caicedo, Rice, Tonali. See, I'm actually a really big fan of Declan Rice, so I'm going to start Rice. I'm going to bench Tonali. I'm going to sell Caicedo because he's a little bitch who rejected us. I'm definitely not salty about it, Mike. 5-1 with Sobo Screamer, Salah double, Diaz one, Nunez one from the bench. That'll be a lovely day out. Now Monsters killed. What are we doing? What sparked this? What sparked this new trend? 3-1 us. Fingers crossed for that, Tony. Tom Littlebro, you look like Tom Riddle from Harry Potter in a good way. I'll take that. I'll take the compliments. It's better than Leighton Clarkson. Happy birthday. Thank you, Tron. A win's a win. No easy games in the Premier League. Competitive. Other teams going for the top one, but struggled. Josta's going to steal another worldie off Sobo. That really pissed me off, mate. Honestly, I've seen that back a number of times the weekend. That really pissed me off when he done that. It really got to me. Because Sobo, he was shaping up to bend that top left. And Josta comes in. If he'd have buried it, I wouldn't have had him complain. And I know he can bury those chances, but he knobbed it. And Sobo could have had a moan at him, but he didn't. But people, I think we discussed everything there. Don't think there's anything else to discuss. Sam's bailed. He's not even giving me a voice note message after I gave him one. You know, he's let me down big time there. Buzzing to see Stefan. Buzzing to see Endo. Fingers crossed the front three can kick into gear. Fingers crossed we're keeping clean sheets. Fingers crossed everything comes into effect. The Reds win, and then United lose later. And then City lose later. And then the Reds have had a banging weekend, basically. Sabo with his left foot has shot that much better and probably even scored like the bullshit Joss had done. When will Liverpool reveal check the core right? Hopefully before Newcastle. What's the Fulham line? Was Jimenez playing? Who are Fulham even playing? Why am I looking up? Fulham aren't playing. I don't. They're playing Brentford. Why do I care? Palhinha's playing. That's good. Jimenez is starting for you. Jota don't steal Dom's shots. Hopefully he doesn't do it this week. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I really like. Oh, we got a voice note off of Sam now. We got a voice note off of Sam. But now I'm looking forward to the fussy. Let's see what he's saying now. Let's make sure the volume's up.
Whoever is trying to make Hussam's wife account, I will never ever marry a Man United fan. So you're safe, guys. I'm not Tom Little.
Oh, what a bastard. What a bastard. Anyway. Look, thank you all for watching. If you're new, not already, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. How many likes are we on, people? How many likes are we on this stream? We are on 31. Can we hit 35 before the end of the stream? We're on 952 subs. We are now 48 away from 1K subs, which is absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. Because about a month ago, I was on 400. And I'm now closing in on 1K, which is mind-blowing. Thank you all for the support. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Turn on the notification bell so we don't miss any other content. Love yous, leave yous. The Reds are going to win. It's going to be a banging weekend. In a bit. Ta-ra, people.